Chances are you have most likely heard the famous line, "Live from New York, it's Saturday night." Like most people, you probably know that these words mark the beginning of an episode of the television program Saturday Night Live. But how much do you really know about the show? My name is Taylor Allen, and today I will be telling you about Saturday Night Live, or SNL for short, in order to give you a better understanding of what makes this show so unique. I grew up in a household that loved SNL and enjoyed watching it together every Saturday night. I became so fascinated with the show that I've also done research about the show's history and the different aspects that make SNL so unique. In my research, I have learned that there are 3 aspects in particular that make SNL stand out from other TV shows. 1, it has a rich history. 2, it airs live. And 3, there's a different host each week. To begin, the history of Saturday Night Live is rich because of the people that made the show what it is today. Some of the world's greatest comedians were once cast members on the show. People like Chevy Chase to Will Ferrell, from Eddie Murphy to Tina Fey. These people and more got their start on the show and helped propel it to greatness. But when it comes to the origins of the show, credit is due to a man named Lorne Michaels. And as Herbert Schlosser, the former president of NBC, says, "No matter what anyone tells you, the guy who created the show and made it what it is Lorne Michaels." Lorne Michaels had a clear vision of what the show could be. In the book, Live from New York, he explained, "So much of what SNL wanted to be, or what I wanted it to be when it began, was cool. This was taking the sensibilities that were in music, stage, and television, and the movies, and bringing them to television." From the very beginning, Lorne had many ideas to help SNL stand out from other shows, and one of these ideas was that the show should air live, unlike so many programs at the time and even in present day. Because it airs live, there are no redos regardless of what happens. Lines are not able to be redone, skits are not able to restart. Cast members have to prove their talents in every single skit, regardless of what mishap may occur. In a recent interview with Charlemagne the God, current SNL cast member Pete Davidson spoke about the live aspect of the show. He said, "Being able to perform live definitely made me smarter. Improv and sketch and doing all of that is such a different world, and I really learned a lot." Being a longtime fan of SNL, I have seen countless cast members and guests break character live in the moment. And although it can be extremely distracting, sometimes they even mess up their line, it also adds a sense of authenticity to the show and makes the skit even funnier. In turn, these skits will sometimes become new favorites because they're so funny and so real. Another large difference that sets Saturday Night Live apart from other shows is the fact that there's a different host each week. Instead of having a single person being the face of the show week after week, Saturday Night Live instead gives guest stars the chance to have the light shined on them and try out their role in sketch comedy and host the show for the week. In the week leading up to the airing of an episode, the guest host will work with cast members and writers to prepare a series of sketches that work for them and work best with their talents. This is because a lot of people that host the show don't always have a background in comedy, much less sketch comedy. You have musicians, authors, and other people who are doing something new for the first time. And because of this, the cast members and writers have to prove their talents each week by adjusting to a new personality in person. In a collection of essays titled "Saturday Night Live and American TV," it is explained that Saturday Night Live's elimination of a central host in favor of a shifting roster of guest hosts and its strong roots in ensemble comedy marked differences from the central personality-driven formats of the past. You can directly compare this to other NBC late night programs such as The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon or Late Night with Seth Meyers, where those people are the face of their own show. Saturday Night Live instead shines a light on a different guest star and its individual cast members each week. I also think that in addition to being impressive that they're able to forge their talents in such a way each week, it also makes the show even more compelling. When I know that there is an actor or a musician that I'm a huge fan of hosting the show, I get even more excited to tune in. In conclusion, there are three things that do make SNL unique, mainly make SNL unique. Its rich history, because it airs live, and it has a different host each week, but there are also so many more things that make SNL unique. So the next time you hear that famous line, live from New York, it's Saturday night, you will know that you are watching more than just a show, but a unique cultural phenomenon. Thank you. Any questions? Yes.
Do you have a favorite decade or a favorite time period of SNL?
I really enjoy the early 2010s of the show when Bill Hader, Andy Samberg, Kristen Wiig were on the show, but I do find it hard to pick just one because I do enjoy most of the decades. Yes.
What's your favorite skit?
There's a skit called Super Showcase with Bill Hader, Maya Rudolph, and Kristen Wiig that is my favorite just because it is just so nonsensical. SNL definitely draws a lot on current topics, but this one has no basis in real life at all, and it's just very funny.